We here at Bobchat like to think we help shape our nation's youth, but unless you want your children to grow up like us, we suggest only listening with other inebriated adults.
This is Bob motherfucking Chat.
And we're just sitting here cranking a few beers, hacking a couple darts, and shooting the shit, you know?
I always try to start the episode off with saying something ridiculous, but I'm just so excited. I don't think I have anything ridiculous. We are here today, guys. It's another episode of Bob Chat. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jhae Pfenning of Hard Parking Podcast. He's here, guys, on Canadian soil, in person, on my couch, drinking some gin. What is going on, my man? What is up?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me, first and foremost. Aviation American. It says American gin, but it's from a Canadian?
Yes.
I just caught that.
Yeah, so it's American gin. We're drinking aviation gin, which is Ryan Reynolds gin. If you don't know who Ryan Reynolds is, then you need to take a serious look at your life and look at the decisions you've been making. But yeah, so we're trying it for the first time. So Jay is here. He works for a hospital, correct? You work for a hospital?
I am a hospital contractor.
Hospital contractor out of Hamilton. So for people that don't know, we're in London, Ontario. It's about 2 hours away from here, and he's here for work, which is considerably closer from where he actually lives, which is in Arizona, which is who knows how far away. Thank you for setting your drink down gently, by the way. Look at this guy. He knows the podcast etiquette. He knows. People come over here, they're slamming beers down and shit. You know what I mean? Don't let my wife know that you didn't put that back on the coaster, by the way.
You're ratting on me right now, but I got something because here's the deal.
Listen.
Not killing you, but these are coasters. These coasters are cool, but they're also mirrors.
Oh, shit.
And the purpose of a coaster is to kind of pad the surface. So that's why I put that down, because when you put a piece of glass on a mirror, it's going to make a loud clang.
Melissa just got those. She just got those. We had other ones, but why did
listen.
Very not very audibly pleasing. So now Jay is, just for you guys, Jay's reaching into his backpack. He's presenting me with a Hard Parking Podcast coaster, which is dope as fuck. I've been wanting one of these. Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing gifts. We had and just so everyone knows, Jay's been here for about 4 or 5 hours now, hanging out with me, and we had a really nice afternoon, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was awesome. I got to sit around and watch you smoke cigarettes all day.
That's not true. He's laughing. That's not true. I was very conscientious of the fact that Jay, and he brought me a sticker. I'm a sticker whore, man. I love.
If I was a better person, I would have brought you a shirt. I didn't think about it until after I had packed. I was like, fuck.
That's okay. That's okay, though. That's all right. But, yeah, you are here. You're here for work. You guys know Jay. He's been on the show. We've talked about him before. I've been on his show. And it's awesome that we have the ability and the technology to connect with people that share a similar mindset and a common goal of, producing quality content, and we can get together and we can do it together, and you can make friends. Like, think about it, man. If neither of us started a podcast, we would have never ever met, ever. Give me one other multiverse where we meet and we're hanging out right now. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And you're awesome. I'm glad that you came here. This is amazing. Like, think about it, man. It's like having a pen pal that just shows up at your house. Like, I wrote a little kid in fucking Utah when I was in, like, grade 6. I never met that motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't even remember his name.
Can we be honest about it? I came for the booze. I wanted to know if Canada, was really legit with their whiskey game, because we get the Crown Royal.
Yes,
yeah. And we get some of the flavors. I don't know if we get Crown Royal Black.
Yeah, there's a number of Crown Royals. You got the black, you got the apple, you got the peach, all that kind of shit. But yeah, no, and so that was actually our first little trip today. We went to the LCBO. Jay had already gone while he was here. Of course, as soon as he touched down, he's probably like, "I'm going to the liquor store." Is that alive? Are you taking a picture of me or just?
I'm actually filming you.
Are you filming me? I didn't consent. This is a vape, by the way. I don't smoke inside. I got kids. The vape is safer until everybody dies in like 60 years.
Dude, the vape is it's actually terrible. But you know what's worse than the vape is the hookah.
The hookah, yes. Yeah. I have a lot of Arabic friends that are very into smoking hookah.
Have you ever done it?
Oh, shisha? I've smoked shisha for sure.
I've never done that, and it just looks weird. It just looks like some sort of like a Star Wars cafe type of deal.
Yes, and I want
to me it's fucking weird.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Star Wars, okay, so me and Jay were obviously corresponding with each other before he got here, making plans and whatnot. And he sent me a message, and I think he might have been under the influence of a couple of whiskeys at that time because no, that was just your natural excitement.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's got to be an amazing joke. But he basically said to me, he's like, "Remind me to tell you my Star Wars joke." And he even reminded me again earlier. I was like, "Dude, I did not forget. Trust me. I'm excited for this. What do you got? Tell us."
Can we wait till the end?
You want to wait till the end? Sure.
Yeah, because I don't want people disconnecting after I tell
It's
the joke.
your show, Jay.
It's your show. It's not my show.
I know. I'm just
my show is
kidding.
Hard Parking with Jhae Pfenning. This is Bob motherfucking Chat.
Bob motherfucking Chat. Okay, so so hopefully you guys listen to the rest of the show now. You just skip ahead to the end to hear the Star Wars joke. But Jay is here. We're super excited. So after we went to the LCBO, went down to the local watering hole, Molly Blooms. Shout out, what up, Molly's? I know a lot of people that work there listen. What is going on, you guys? And fucking got some drinks. We had a Guinness, and then we had we were talking about whiskeys, what we wanted to drink, and Jay has never had Proper 12 before. The Conor McGregor Irish whiskey. Obviously, it's Irish whiskey, of course. I don't really need to explain that. You fucking idiot.
Hey,
you
man,
fucking.
it's fine.
So we had a Proper 12, and I got a little bit of ginger. Jay drank it straight like a real man does.
I need more hair on my chest.
Oh, dude, I have way too much. You don't even want to see. Like, just
I don't. No, this is that Jedi mind trick isn't going to work on me. You're right. I do
visualize
not
this.
want to see that.
Yeah. Why did you lock the door when we came in, Bob?
I mean, your casting couch is pretty comfortable, though.
Yeah, right. It's this is microfiber, but it stains easy. So, we're thinking about just investing in a carpet cleaner just to do the couch. It's cheaper than renting it. So we did the Proper 12. Then then what did we drink? What did we have after that? I don't even remember.
After Proper 12, we had that the IPA that's kind of nice.
Alexander
and crisp.
Keys.
Yeah.
Alexander Keys, which is a pride of Nova Scotia. I don't know if you remember, Jay, from earlier episodes of Bobchat, Tech Guy. You remember that guy? It's tough. I know Bobchat's exciting, but it is tough to listen to all of them. And but Tech
That's
Guy,
what you call me, Tech Guy?
not you. You're not Tech Guy. We used to have my buddy Joel on, who was
Okay.
Tech Guy.
All right. Sorry,
you
Joel.
are a Tech Guy.
Joel,
though.
my bad.
Yeah, sorry, Joel. But he's from Nova Scotia, and he's a huge fan of Alexander Keys, so he's going to be pretty happy to hear us talking about drinking it. So
No, it was good. Yeah, it was nice. It reminds me
Right?
of like one of the IPAs from the States, Goose Island.
Goose Island, yes, it's got the white goose hat on the label. Yeah,
It's
Actually-
very palatable. Yeah, because a lot of people don't like IPAs, right? Because like, it tastes like whatever. But it's like, no, if you drink the Goose Island IPA, then it's good. And then this one was really good too.
Do you want to hear? A funny story about a Canadian goose
Why
that
would I not?
actually happened today?
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I wasn't present, but my wife told me the story. And also too, I was on Wes's show, and he's a guy from Wondering Wednesday. You guys probably saw that. I posted that.
The other guy. From
The other guy, yeah. And he asked me today. He said, "Well, do you guys just call them geese, or are they? Do you call them Canadian geese?" I was like, "Well, we call them Canadian geese." But it would make sense to think that people would say, "Oh, there's a goose, there's a geese."
Right.
You know what a group of geese is called?
A flock of geese.
A gackle.
A gackle. I knew that. that.
Yeah, testing your knowledge. Come on.
You know what baby goats are called?
Kids.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I worked in a farm store, bro.
Never mind. I'm out. Wait, which one's called children? There's one called children, and it's not just like people. There's another one called children.
I don't know. It could be anything. We could Google it. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, so there's a park downtown London, and it's called Gibbons Park. It's right by the river, and they have like this water fountain. Like, it's very picturesque, right? And they've got like the splash pad for the kids. They have like all the swings and all that kind of shit. So my wife took the boys and went with her friend down to the park. And they were sitting there, and the boys eat these little like rice cookies, right? So she gave the kids rice cookies, and they're sitting there, and a goose came up and snatched it out of my son's hand. He literally walked up and just boom, stole his cookie. Like, if I don't have enough reasons to shoot geese, I hunt geese, bro. Okay, if you look
obviously you missed one.
Look at these. There's billions. There's billions, Shay. Look at these lamps up here. See all those feathers?
I was just looking at that.
Those are feathers from the first goose, and there's also the first duck that I ever successfully hunted are on those lamps. So just as a little memento. I'm sure my wife has probably forgot they're there, and then one day she'll notice them. She'll be like, I'm just gonna throw these out.
Well, she could use them to dust.
Is it dusty in here?
No, but that's why she knows they're there.
Yeah, like a French maid. Yeah,
right. Yep.
So basically the goose came up, stole the cookie out of my son's hand, and then her friend later that day went back rollerblading through the park because she lives near there, and there's a sign that says no food in the park, and it's like, I wonder why, because there's fucking gangs of gackles of geese out here, bro, stealing cookies from kids.
We live in a reactive world, not proactive. So that sign is because some shit happened at some point.
Something happened. Like something went down with a goose. Like, I'm sorry, we're just trying to have a barbecue. Yeah, the fuck you are.
Right.
The geese are coming in, man. They're I like to call them chicken raptors. Chicken raptors. Yeah, that's what they are basically. But anyways, okay, Jay is here, super excited. I want to get a couple things I want to ask you, and it's been so difficult to hang out with you for 4 hours and not ask you specific questions, and because we've never met in real life, obviously.
Correct.
This is our first time. Yep. We've talked, but we generally talk about podcasting stuff and whatever. It's not like we don't really sit down and get to know each other. I mean, you know what I mean. But now that we're together, it's a good opportunity, and it's just been so difficult to not be try to get to know you better over the last 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, what do we talk about? Not that it's been difficult to talk to you. It's been awesome, but it's certain things, right? It's what's your favorite kind of music?
Well, it's when we were at the bar, you were asking me about the flooring. You think that's travertine? Or I was like, what the fuck? What kind of question is that to ask somebody?
Do you think this is solid oak?
Yeah, do you think this is really oak or laminate? I heard laminate's the thing. Is this engineered or hardwood?
You are doing a reno at home, Jay. You should know.
Oh my god, dude! Don't trigger me, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. For
God's sake,
I'm in a different country, you asshole. Leave me alone. Let me forget about things.
It's not like my wife is ever going to listen to this, so
no.
Fair warning.
Yeah. Okay.
So music. Do I like music? Absolutely.
No, I didn't.
Who doesn't like music?
I didn't ask you if you like music. Everyone if you don't like music, you're fucking crazy.
Or you're deaf.
Yeah, or you're deaf. Well, look at Beethoven. Fucking deafest motherfucker ever. Guess what, bro? 9 symphonies, dog. 9 symphonies, maybe more. I don't know. Someone's gonna probably tell me I'm wrong, but a lot, right? But what's your okay? I don't want to say genre, but give me your top 3 musical artists.
Jesus.
Could be groups or individuals. And I know that you hate generic ass fucking questions like this. I know you do.
It's it's a hard question to answer as a quick fire.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, what would you say your favorite genre of music is?
It depends.
It depends.
I've had this.
What's your favorite song? Just your favorite song of all time.
Oh, Jesus.
A song that you could listen to over and over. Doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite. I just want to know if I even know it. Because I have no idea what your musical tastes are at all. And I love music. You might notice by the 3 guitars and the banjo hanging in my living room.
There's songs I can listen to all the time. I can listen to Everclear's Wonderful.
Yes, I saw you post that the other day.
Yeah.
I added it to my playlist after I saw it.
Do you know the song?
I do, yes, and I didn't have it on my playlist, so you reminded me of it. So I added it to my playlist.
Oh, Respect by Erasure.
By what?
Erasure.
Okay, give us a little clip.
A Little Respect. They also sing
Like,
Take a Chance on Me.
Oh, yeah.
You change your mind, I'm the first in line. That's Erasure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that song.
It's
That's like a
song.
feel-good motherfucking
song, exactly.
Right?
So it's the feel-good songs that you love. Just like A Little Respect. It's one of those songs too. It's oh, I know this song, and you're screaming out the top of your lungs, and you just look ridiculous.
Okay.
But I have a lot of songs. I mean, there's so many because I listen to everything.
Yes. Okay.
But lately, I've kind of focused more into podcasts.
Yeah. Right.
But
I love podcasts.
I listen to 90s hip hop. Every once in a while, I'll tag something that's new. I go through this 90s rock era, alternative rock.
Right? Some fucking grunge, a little grunge there.
We got some grunge in there. I have a completely different playlist. I'm a huge Tupac guy. I know you have Biggie stuff all over the place. I don't dislike Biggie.
You saw I also equally respect Tupac.
I saw one Tupac picture.
I have 2 Tupac I have 2 Tupac posters in that room.
Yeah.
Well, I just like Biggie more.
Well, in my day, because I'm 46, you were either one or the other.
Yes,
you really were.
Yep, yeah. East Coast or West Coast.
And I didn't like East Coast music. I thought the East Coast hip hop was kind of boring. It's just a different sound.
Yeah.
It's a more mature sound.
I get that.
Because as an adult, I'll listen to East Coast way more than my old school West Coast.
More relaxing.
Yeah, it's more relaxed and chill. You know, there's have you know Milo the cat? You know the Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Milo the cat, it seems like everything he does is East Coast. Right? So for those of you listening who don't know what Milo the cat is, he's a kind of a mixer, and what he does is he takes old cartoons and he overlaces like hip hop verses to them. So you might see like Superman rapping.
I have seen that. So
something.
I did, when you first said it, it sounded familiar, but I have seen the videos.
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
Do you remember the TV show Dinosaurs?
Yeah, like I'm the baby.
Yeah. So have you seen? There's they dubbed Big Papa over a clip.
I've seen that.
It's amazing. I love it, dude. I've watched that so many times. But I get that because, and unfortunately, that whole beef was like the untimely demise of those guys too, right? It was like it was totally fueled like they fantasize like things like obviously in movies and stuff, like in the Biggie movies, like, you know, me and Pac knew we should have just talked it out right there and blah blah, but those guys were buddies.
Your podcast, remember I gave you feedback a couple years ago.
That one episode though, that was literally the one episode, and that I regret because it was like, I was all baked, and the problem was that the control volume to the headphones was down, so I thought, oh, the mics aren't up, and I was high, and I turned all the mics up, so the mics were high,
right?
But then the control, like to the headphones, wasn't coming through loud, but I thought it's because the mics were down. I was like, oh, why did
what feedback are you thinking of? Because the one I'm thinking of is I was like, dude, your show sounds like a radio show.
The one where I like that.
No, I thought it sounded like a radio show. I was like, wow, this is impressive. One day I'm going to be like that guy.
Oh, okay. You're talking to, yes. So I thought you were talking about the one episode that was unaudibly pleasing, and I'm not even going to mention it because episode 16, it's a good episode. It's a good episode.
I don't remember which one it was, but it was 16.
Yes, it was a good episode, but it's unfortunately the volumes are kind of fucked. But we've learned from our mistakes. And actually, that got a lot of listens. I was surprised. I was like, yeah, it does sound bad. But I did appreciate your review, and that's why we're friends. And the fact that you respect my show and appreciate what I do, man, that means the world to me because, you know, we put a lot of work into podcasts. We were talking about that earlier.
It's hard work.
It is hard work, and people don't understand. Like it's not like you work at you're somebody that has a team of people. It's like you're a singular person, you know, trying to just produce something that means something to other people, and it's tough because there's so much content.
Once you get to a certain point, that's the goal, right? To be just to be the talent.
Yeah.
Not have to wear every fucking hat.
Well, that's it. Wes asked me that when I was on his show. He said,
"Who's Wes? You've said his name twice."
Wes Tankersley.
Okay.
Sorry, you're right. I
don't know if these listeners know who Wes fucking Tankersley of Shaping Success.
I did say he was from One Drink Wednesday when I first mentioned him, but he is from a podcast, Shaping Success. I'm on that. I've been on an episode. You guys have seen me post it, and Wes Tankersley is also another amazing podcast host and a great guy. And I like to think of our super cool club of podcasters. We got to get a name for our group. Can I
ask you a question?
Yeah. After I ask you one, can I officially become a part of One Drink Wednesday?
You're allowed to come in every once in a while. We've talked about it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. What do you got for me? Shoot for me.
Yeah, so you have this fancy setup up in your office. We're in the living room. But, I mean, why do you podcast?
Why do I podcast? Yeah. That's an excellent question, Jay. Hold on.
He's taking a drink of his Busch Light.
Yes, my Busch Latte. I think the reason that I podcast is that I've always felt like I've been artistic, and I have ADHD and I have OCD, and like I've always felt like I needed a medium, right, to express myself, and really just creating stuff makes me happy. Like producing content, like doesn't matter what it is. If it's like if I sit down with my guitar for an hour, I learn a new song. I feel good about that. I paint a picture. I do a drawing. I feel good about that. I make a video. I feel great about it. Podcasting is just an outlet for me to like just express myself and put myself out there and make something. Like, dude, I always need to be doing something. If I'm not doing something, then something's wrong. Like I've always, right. but it sucks though because sometimes you put way too much stuff on your plate, right?
Yep.
And you're like, oh well, I got way too many fucking pans in the fire here. But then when you complete something and you get something done, like it's like you feel amazing. like for me, like I'll, and people know, like our podcasts aren't recorded and then released like immediately. Like Bobchat is, I got a busy life, and I'll bank like 3 episodes, and I bank 3 episodes. I get them all edited, I get them ready to go, and I say, okay, I'm good on Bobchat for like a week. Now I'm gonna focus my energy and my creativity on something else, and then I do something else for a week, and then okay, time to record another podcast, right? Like it's just all about just the medium for me, man, and just having the ability to create something. Like if I couldn't create things, then I would go fucking crazy. And ask my wife, I'm already crazy. People that know me, I'm crazy. Take my weed away, woo! Fucking
That's a wrap.
Unreal, yeah. You might as well lock me up, bro. I need something to calm me down. But yeah, that's why I podcast, just because I have just an intuitive drive to create things. And it doesn't matter the medium. If I can produce something, then it gives me satisfaction. Even if other people don't like it, that's art. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. But if people love what I do, then, I mean, fuck, power to them. That's amazing. And I appreciate the support and the listens, right? So, why do you podcast?
I have more questions for you.
Okay. You know what? Actually, I like this. I would love you to just ask me questions.
How does Bobchat avoid podcast fatigue?
Podcast fatigue, a very real thing. And I think what I do is that I will record through. Recording of the episode doesn't give me the fatigue. It doesn't make me tired. I really enjoy talking to people, so like that's really no work for me. It's a matter of putting on a pair of headphones and pressing a button, right? So what I'll do is I'll record like 3 episodes, and it's not taxing or grueling to me. I enjoy it, but then when I go to edit, that is the grueling part. That's the hook, right? So what I tend to find myself doing is I will just devote an entire day, and I will sit down at my laptop for like 8 hours, 10 hours, and I will just edit 3 episodes and do everything for 3 episodes, get them ready to be released, and then I walk away from Bobchat, like I said, for like a week or like 2 weeks until it's time to say, okay, well, I'm running out of episodes to release, so I better record some. Right, so I think my way of, and it's a very grueling day trying to edit and produce 3 episodes in a day. Sometimes it takes 2, but I think that's what I do. I as soon as I have them banked, I finish them, I get them ready to go, and then I walk away. I'll walk away until it's time again.
That takes a lot of discipline, because
It
that's
does.
one of the things I struggle with. Is I literally have a list of probably 60 people
Yeah,
that I'm going to have on my show,
that's amazing.
and people have confirmed.
Yeah.
And some of those people have been on the list for 3 years.
Oh my god!
And it's not that I'm that busy; I just never get around to it.
yeah. You
Because
procrastinate.
if I could, I'm a big time procrastinator, like 100%. So if I could just, like, I have the capacity to record probably an episode a day,
100%.
but I just don't. And I have a calendar I look at. I'm like, I need to reach out to this person. They said they come on the
Yeah.
podcast, and I thought I might reach out to them. And it might be 6 months.
Yeah,
And some of them are kind of big name people too. They're like, yeah, I'll come on
Dude,
your show.
You had, and I'm sorry that I can't remember his name now, but he's the Latin American guy that's been in like all those movies. What is his name?
Fuck, I don't know.
He's been in like Fast and Furious, and he played.
Oh, Noel G. Hector.
Yes, Noel G. Hector.
Hector,
Yes,
yeah.
he plays Hector in every
Yeah.
single. Yeah.
I should call him right now and get him on the.
Oh my God!
Put him
would
on
you-
speakerphone.
Would you try to call him?
He'll answer probably, but
But if he doesn't, I'll be embarrassed. Bob, will you
I
cut
know,
it?
right? Edit it out.
Will you cut it? Yeah.
He'll be like, "What's up, homie? You know what you need." But it's just
Can I ask you? So how? So now, would you say that? Everyone's gonna know who he is, because everyone knows when you say the guy that's Hector, because he's Hector in every movie. I love that. That's
he
amazing.
literally, that's a thing. Like if you
That's
Google
his-
it, it's
yeah,
a
that's
thing.
his-
People have
that's-
like written about it. You know?
Yeah. So how did you guys meet? I wanted to ask you that.
I met him at Import Face Off, which is kind of a traveling car show.
Oh, okay. So he's big into
And-
cars.
Yeah, he has to, because that's how he got famous off of Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's really a car guy, but you don't have to be.
Yeah. He's not gonna listen.
You know what I mean? Right. But I was at an event, and he needed, like, my friend Lindsay was working the booth. I showed you who Lindsay was
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
one of my friends. And he, like, was trying to get out of there, and he needed, like, help, like, trying to figure out where to walk. So I was like, hey, I'll take you.
Yeah.
And so I struck up a small conversation with him. I got a picture with him next to the NSX when I had it. And then that was it. But then my podcast sponsor, Right Honda Right Toyota, Jane D'Amelio,
Yeah.
they contract him for Claremont Toyota in California.
Oh, to go do like promos and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay. Cool.
we did a couple events together, and I asked him if he'd do the podcast. And long story short, which is one of his favorite things to say, is long story short.
Yeah.
But long story short, we ended up linking up and doing the podcast interview, and it was a
awesome.
great story, but it was a fucking nightmare because I brought my mics to the house where he was staying.
Yeah. Okay. So was he in Arizona at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's from Cali, and unlike our situation right here,
Yes.
where we have sofas, we have plenty of stuff to absorb sound.
Yeah.
It was like in a vaulted part of the house, and the audio was just shit.
It
And
was just bouncing off everything.
he's a nice enough guy, but he's all about the production.
Yeah.
So he wants to go on video.
Yes.
When I told him it's just audio, he kept putting me off for about 3 months.
Oh, really?
He wants people to see him.
It's a celebrity status.
It's 100% because it's one of
Yeah.
those things where it's like, well, I like doing it face to face, like we're looking at each other right now and like romantically,
Stop staring into my soul, Jay.
and the conversation
Bounce,
can
go,
be better in person, but you
Yeah.
can also have a great conversation on the phone.
Yes, for sure. 100%.
And I probably watched 6 hours of his interviews with people on YouTube before
prior.
Yeah. So I had questions he wasn't used to having questions to.
Yes. See, that's smart. Like you did your homework.
Yeah.
That's part of being I wouldn't say we're journalists, but I mean to do research on people and to really develop like a series of questions, like clear. That's what I mean. That's how much time and effort it takes.
It takes a lot of time
Yeah,
if you want to.
Yeah, and
'Cause
well done, man.
There's nothing worse than asking somebody something and you can find out in half a second.
Exactly. Just Google it.
Yeah, you're just wasting their time.
It's like, have you ever seen that guy that Nardwall that does like the MTV interviews? Yes, and he interviews like all the rats. They're like, holy shit! He's like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
he
he has a team.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's like
Dig in.
he's probably tracking down people's like second grade teachers, being like, what did he piss his pants in grade 2?
Right.
Yeah, let us
Yeah.
know. during the play. Yeah.
But that's how we got kind of linked up, and then we did the podcast, and then I've hired him for a few small things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for other companies, like, hey, how much would it cost for you to give us like a 30-second commercial? But
That's cool. So now, would you say that he is the most famous person that you've had on the show?
not even close.
No, fill me in. That's why I'm excited. Because
It depends on the circle you're in,
okay.
because most people know Hector because of the Fast and Furious franchise.
Well, and he's in so much stuff.
he's in
dude.
Walking Dead. He's in Training
like-
Day. He's in
The
a bunch of
Purge,
stuff. He's
The
in the Purge. Yeah, the Purge
Yeah.
Anarchy.
Yeah,
He's like the crazy
Like-
tenant from the other
It
thing.
breaks in with the shot, the
Yeah.
fucking short barrel shotgun. Yeah.
Yep. Joseph Gatt, who people in the industry know who he is.
Yes,
He's-
and we've talked about him.
Yeah.
He, my first encounter with him was in the show Banshee.
Yep.
So I know, and for a lot of people that don't know, Banshee was like what, a Spike TV show,
Yeah.
or it was
And then there's like a World War or something. It's almost like Walking Dead, but like a shittier version. He was in
World
there
War
too.
Z, or no. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's so Banshee's a dope show. But yeah, he's. I'm trying to think of what else he's in.
You know what he is? You're a gamer.
He was in Star Trek, wasn't he, or something?
He was in one of the Star Treks. You're a gamer. He's in God of War. He plays one of the main characters.
Yes, God of War. See, I'm not a PlayStation guy, but I'm aware of
I'm
God
not
of War.
either, Yep. And then he is he played in one of the Frost Giants in Thor. And
Oh,
he's one of the main.
yes.
He was in Dumbo too, like the live action Dumbo with Michael Keaton.
And he got involved in some legal issues, I believe.
He's been in
but-
some hot water lately, but I
We're not
texted him the other day, and he said he's doing pretty good, and he'll update me with better news.
That's good. Look at you. See, Jay, you like the Hard Barking Podcast you're a pretty big deal, man.
I'm not. No,
Oh, you're so ever modest. Come on.
don't listen to this guy. Hey, do you have a dustpan?
Why?
I need to pick these names up. I'm dropping on the floor.
Oh shit.
But
Whatever.
I think the most famous person
Yeah.
really would be Adam Carolla.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? I've never had anyone even relatively famous other than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jay's like, shut up, Bob.
But no, you know what it is it's because I don't chase
Yeah.
the famous names.
Yes.
I try to build relationships with the people,
Yeah.
and then I ask them to come on so that I can have a genuine conversation.
That's sick.
Because a conversation you and I could have could be far more valuable than some A-list celebrity.
Yeah.
So if I book an A-list celebrity, honestly, let's just be honest here, it's for the opportunity for them to post it and then bring more listeners to my podcast.
Yes, exactly.
You know, because I mean,
it's a clout. It's a clout.
yeah, you take someone like Adam Carolla. Like I see him pretty much once a year, every year for the past 7 years. And so each time I have a small conversation.
Yeah,
with him.
And then slowly build that relationship.
So at the time, it's like, hey, man, so I've been a fan of yours for a while, which you already know. I do have a podcast. Would you come on for 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So now did you do like on location with him or you just call him?
I called him.
Yeah, I called him.
Or he called me. And it was a terrible one, in my opinion. We're supposed to have a follow-up one because he called me on his way to some other interview.
Oh, no.
So it's cellular, so it was cutting in and out, and it's like I felt that's the only conversation I've ever had with a guest where I felt rushed. Because
I hate being rushed.
The guy who booked him, Matt Fondelier.
Yeah.
Matt the Porcelain Punisher Fondelier is what he's called
So
on the
who's
show.
this guy? So who's this guy?
He's a guy that's like one of the producers, but he's like, all right, he's available from this time to this time. You have 15
On
minutes.
your show or on his or for him?
For his show, yeah.
Yes, okay.
So when you tell me someone only has 15 minutes, then I'm like, shit, how am I going to get the best
content possible.
for my listeners?
Well, especially it's like even if you have that small relationship with him, you still you can't just strike up an engaging conversation like immediately like that. You got to kind of work your way into it, right?
5 years in.
Yeah, you need that warm up, and then so for him to agree to come on, it's like you almost need like that warm up time, right? Like to get comfortable talking to somebody.
Well,
like
as he got off, he's like, Jay, I gotta go. Thanks for having me on the show. And I go, I'd like to have you back on so we can have a longer, more meaningful conversation. He goes, yeah, that's fine, or I'd like that. But sometimes people say that just to get you off the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I was asking Wes, the aforementioned Wes Tankersley. It's like, okay, do you think I should reach out to him, or should I just wait till August? Because I'm going to the event in August.
You'll see
him.
And
then at that point, I'm like, hey man, so thanks for coming on the show last year. Can we book some time for like a real show?
Yeah.
And then he'll probably be like, yeah, sure. Plus, I wouldn't say good friends, but sort of loose internet. Like you and I are friends, so we know each other. We're familiar.
That's nice. I'm so glad you said that.
Right. But it's one of those things.
You heard it here first, guys. Me and Jay are officially friends.
Jhae Pfenning professes his love for Mr. Bob Marshall.
Yes.
Bobchat.
We're both glad that the random guy we met on the internet is not a murderer.
But one of his main sidekicks, Matt the moderator, DeAndrea.
Yeah.
And so we text each other. I text him every once in a while and he responds. I don't know if I've ever got an unsolicited text from Matt.
It's like 3 a.m. Jay, are you awake? What's up?
Yeah, it's like none of that. It's like, hey man, it's like, oh yeah, sure. But I've had him on the show a couple times, and kind of it's one of those things. You're working those angles. It's just classic networking.
Well, exactly, and networking is totally key, dude. And that's the thing. And like I've noticed too, since being on your show and having you on my show, like I've definitely seen an increase in American plays. Like,
oh wow, yeah.
So I don't know about Canada for you. I don't know if that's happening or not.
I think you're probably keeping Canada alive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I try to tell people. I try to get the word out. It's not like that many people listen to Bobchat, unfortunately. I wish more did, guys. Like, that's what I was saying to you earlier. Like, there's just so much content, but then once people listen, they love it. They're into it. How are you liking this gin, by the way?
I was gonna say I'm done with my questions for you. What do you have for me?
Okay.
It's I feel like the amount is like a little under half of what I poured myself.
Okay.
It's nice. It's clean.
It is clean.
The Deadpool guy. It's. Have you seen Free Guy?
Free Guy, I have, and I'm glad that thank you for segueing us into movies because that's kind of what my question was about. So yes, I have seen Free Guy, and I thought it was hilarious. What did you think, dude? As soon as I saw it, I'm like GTA. It reminded me of Grand Theft Auto, like immediately, and I was like, I remember seeing trailers like a year ago, and I was like, oh, I can't fucking. I literally paid like $20 to rent it.
I saw the previews, and I was like, oh god, another one of these. And I don't dislike Ryan Reynolds. I like him, but he feels like he's almost the same guy in every movie.
Look at this flag, okay?
So,
remember where you are, Jay.
Every time I see that flag, I think of Molson.
Yes, Molson Canadian.
But it's within the first 5 minutes, he's doing his little narrative. What do you call it? Narrating?
Yeah.
He's talking about the movie.
It's a prologue. Or, no, it's a.
My name is that. I live in Free City.
What does Shakespeare call it? A soliloquy. A soliloquy. A soliloquy.
He's like, I live in Free City. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh god, another one of him talking like a fucking dork. This is gonna be terrible. And then,
I did say that in the liquor store today. I was like, yeah, he does play the same guy in every movie.
He pretty much does, but he has the Adam Project. Have you seen that?
Yes, I thought that was
pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But he still plays the same guy.
He does, and he even has a kid to play a mini version of him.
But dude, I love Mark Ruffalo. He's
Ruffalo's good.
He's amazing. And Jennifer Garner, it's good to see her working again.
Yeah.
It's great to see her working again.
All I see is she's usually in Capital One commercials in this.
Yes, you were telling me about
What's
that.
in your wallet? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
not a
thought
Capital One.
once Free Guy got going, like within 15 minutes, it got interesting, and I loved the movie. But to
loved it
me,
as well.
what he's doing now is he's making basically Adam Sandler movies
For the new generation.
for the new generation,
Yeah, pretty much.
and they're pretty much Adam Sandler movies. They really are.
It's funny that you say that because I've never really thought about it like that. Because like, and again, I'm not. We're different generations, obviously, but
Obviously,
well, whatever. You're the one that says I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Whatever. You're still spring chicken. You're all right. You look great for your age.
Thank you.
You're more fit than I am.
I don't work out at all.
Yeah, neither do I. Neither do I, dude. But I'm well aware of Adam Sandler movies. Like you'll notice here, this is a small collection, but I am an aficionado of fine films, and that's what I want to ask you. I know it's tough to kind of pinpoint a musical artist or song, but what about movies though? Because I think that's part of the reason why you fell in love with Bobchat is because you loved all the movie references.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you on the spot? Do you have a problem naming your top 3 favorite movies? And you can count trilogies as one.
It's like music.
I know. I'm
Because
sorry.
you like so many of them. There's so many genres. But I mean, there's movies that I've seen a million times.
You gotta have a favorite movie. Okay, what's the movie that you watch the most? How about that? What's the movie that you've watched the most? For me, Lord of the Rings or Step Brothers?
No, I would think for me, probably, and you have to separate like the married life versus the single life.
Yeah. Yeah, you're watching definitely different movies.
Yeah, I mean, like I've probably seen Reservoir Dogs 100 times.
Yes.
Snatch is a movie.
Yes.
I got you with that London thing when you're
Yeah,
London.
Brad Pitt. Fuck.
Yeah, Snatch it's a movie I've seen. I probably know every line of the movie.
That's amazing.
But then you got like rom-coms. I'm man enough to know that I like rom-coms. I think my wife and I have watched Just Go With It probably 300 times. Have you seen Just Go With It?
Yes, I've seen Just Go
That
With It.
movie is great. We've seen it like a million times.
We watch it every Valentine's Day.
And we watch it every. My wife does this thing where she records movies that we fucking have.
Yeah, on the PVR.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you recording this? We fucking have this. Because I want to watch it. I was like, we fucking we literally own this movie.
We can just pop it in whenever.
Or I bought it. Like all you have to do is go to our library and hit play. So
now, not to get too intimate here, but do you have a TV in your bedroom?
We do.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I could not. I could not because you can sit down in the living room, but then it gets to be like 8-9 o'clock. And you're like, I want to go lay in bed, but I don't want to go to bed yet. You know how weird it is when you go to bed, just go to bed.
It's you know what it is.
Is that weird?
It's like
weird
when you're a kid and you're staying over at your grandmother's house or something.
It's that you stay up and watch TV.
Yeah, I remember my grandparents' house. Like they just never had TVs in the room.
Yeah. Oh no.
So when it's time to go to bed, you just went
go
to bed.
Yeah. And but now it's like if I just go to bed, even if I'm like, oh, I'm so tired, and I'm like, even though I'm tired, I'm like, oh, I better look at my phone. Like, you know.
So what we do every night is we turn on Food Network. So we watch like Beat Bobby Flay or something, and that's usually what sends us home.
Do you say Bobby Flay?
Yeah.
Super Chef Bobby Flay?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're huge Bobby Flay.
I like Hell's Kitchen. I'm a big Hell's Kitchen guy. I've watched.
Not into Hell's Kitchen.
I just like seeing him shit all over people.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're a bad man.
whatever, they deserve it. And then even if they're fucking up and he's calling them idiots like the whole time or shit sandwiches, when they go to leave, like he tries to be respectful. He's a nice guy.
I'm sure he is. I'm trying to think of a third movie because there's so many movies I've seen so many times.
Let me ask you a question, which is you know who John Candy is?
Yeah.
Obviously, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Canadian Bacon?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay, so
Only on my pizza.
Only on my pizza. Yeah, you know that's invented in Hamilton. That's
I don't
from
doubt it.
where you are. That's where Hawaiian pizza was invented. Is in Hamilton, Ontario. I'm pretty sure. I do want to do a quick check because I don't want to be terribly wrong. Sorry, Jay. Hold on one second, then I'll tell you all about Canadian bacon.
As I sit here and try to think about, I've seen so many movies so many times. This is the thing. Bits and pieces.
The Hawaiian pizza, topped with ham and pineapple, was not an Italian invention, and despite the name, it did not come from the U.S. island state of Hawaii. The pizza was actually created in Canada in 1962 by a Greek immigrant called Sam Panapopoulos.
So Hawaiian pizza was invented by a Canadian dude who was actually a Greek?
It was invented by a Greek Canadian in Chatham, Ontario. I apologize, not Hamilton. Chatham, still very close, about an hour away from here. is where Hawaiian pizza was invented. Welcome to Ontario, Jay.
No wonder no one likes it.
The more you know. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't like it either. But anyway, so Canadian Bacon is a John Candy movie from the early 90s. And basically, he played... Oh, dude, I wish we had time to watch this.
I'm glad we don't.
It's amazing. I'll show you the case after. But he basically plays a sheriff in Niagara Falls, New York. And there's like a arms manufacturer like that makes weapons in Niagara Falls, but they're going to go out of business because America's not at war with anyone. So the American government decides, okay, well, let's go to war with Canada. We'll do like a Hitler like Poland thing where we go over there and like we sabotage something and we blame it on the Canadians. And basically they start a phony war with Canada. And they're like, the CN National Tower in Toronto, National Monument, or missile, right? Like trying to...
So is it kind of like a comedy, like a Naked Gun or something?
It's a comedy, yes.
Like almost like a parody of something.
So it's basically like John Candy is a sheriff in Niagara Falls, New York, and he's convinced that the Canadians are like going to invade America.
Where does the bacon come in?
It's just called Canadian Bacon because he's a cop.
Right, but he's from the United States.
Yeah, but he's Canadian in real life. I don't know.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know. It was in the early 90s, Jay. It was a lawless wasteland. You know this.
You're like, I didn't fucking write it, dude. I just like the movie. Okay, I'm just asking.
Anyways, but I would love to show you that. I'm also going to show you the music video that I made as well, too.
Love Lord of the Rings.
Yes, thank you. That's why I love you.
I'm a big trilogy person.
Right? I got the 20th anniversary Blu-rays right there. There's 48 hours of extended material.
Get out.
Yeah, or maybe it's like 23, I believe.
So you have Band of Brothers. That's a damn good show.
Oh, dude, have you seen The Pacific?
Is that like a newer version?
So The Pacific came out...
the movie The Pacific?
No,
that's Midway. I'm thinking of Midway.
It's a miniseries.
Midway
So it's made by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. But
good.
It's like a Band of Brothers, and it's a 10-part miniseries, and it focuses on the War in the Pacific. It came out about, I would say, 10 years after Band of Brothers. It's not bad. It's not as good as Band of Brothers, man. I've seen a million times, dude.
Third movie, Black Hawk Down.
Yeah,
I was actually watching it on the plane.
So
I've seen that a million.
good.
I think I know every word to that too.
How do we know if they're shooting at us? Zip! They're shooting at us.
They're shooting.
Yeah,
we'll shoot back.
Yeah. Well, if it's a pop or if it's a whistle, they're not shooting at you. But it's a zip, they're shooting at you.
Yeah, I was just watching it.
Whistle and zip.
The thing about that movie is there's so many actors that got their start.
Oh, dude, Orlando Bloom, Eric Bana's in it. Josh Hartnett's in it, right? That's his name, the main guy. Yeah, Josh Hartnett, Eric Bana, Orlando Bloom,
Ewan McGregor.
But
he was in Train Spotting before that.
Yeah, he was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now instead of doing heroin, he's making coffee.
Yeah, it's Grimes. It's all about the
grinds. Yeah.
And then oh my God, what's his name? Fucking Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's in there. He plays Schwambles.
And Tom Hardy's in Band of Brothers as well.
Yep.
Yes, that's
Schwambles.
crazy.
Yeah.
Schwambles. I'm trying to think who else is in that.
This guy, like Bill Fichtner. I don't know if you know who that is, or Fichtner.
Well, now, did you not get that reference earlier when we were in the car and we were talking about cigars? And we were talking about smoking cigars and we were talking about being in Florida and whatever. And then I was like, there's a big difference between Miami and Cuba.
Oh, that's from
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, it's from the guy who's from Arkansas. He goes, "This is not the shootout at the KO Corral."
Yeah.
And he goes, "You want a cigar?" He goes, "I got one of those." He goes, "There's a big difference." I got it. Good job.
Between Miami and Cuba.
Yep.
That's funny that went full circle, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, because normally I drop movie references and I try to make people laugh and they think, oh, that must be an original joke that he made. Mm-hmm. If they don't get the reference, like, you're hilarious. And I'm probably like, oh yeah, that's from that movie. And I'm like, I can't be mad because you got the reference. Or everyone's like, oh, you didn't come up with that.
I've seen Pulp Fiction about a million times too.
Oh, so good, dude, so good. Hey, that's somebody's daughter. Okay, I feel bad for her.
What else you got for me?
What else do I got for you? What do you think about Canada so far? I mean, this isn't your first time being here.
It's not. I got some observations. Let me pull them out here.
Yeah, I figured you had something. Because I feel like I'm a fairly good ambassador, and I think I've shown you.
This has been awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you came, man. Like,
malt vinegar on fries is a thing here.
Yes, malts vinegars.
That's just weird to me. No, I did it.
He did it, yeah.
And I mean, it's fine. I don't like malt vinegar. I like fries, whatever.
It's good though, right?
It's just, when I was at the place called Anchor Bar the other day. And she's
in Hamilton?
Yep. because you want malt vinegar for your fries. I looked at her like, what? That's a thing? She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm good with that. Everywhere I go seems to play 90s rock and older American hits. Does Canada not have its own music?
That's very fuck you, Jay. That's a very specific question. We have Shania Twain.
Everybody, yeah. I mean, don't you have what's her place? It's like hello that no one likes. People do like her actually.
Who? Hello, like
Yeah.
Adele. She's from England.
Adele. Oh,
she's from England.
Oh, whatever.
We're our own country.
She
Jay.
might as well
We're
be.
not British.
You have Richard Marx.
We also have Bryan Adams.
Brian, I think American music is globally like a thing.
Oh, dude, we watch all your music. We listen to all your music.
Well, no,
watch all
like
your
you can
TV.
go to China and the kids know every word to every song, but they can't like string a sentence together.
They can't speak English, but they know the words. Yeah. No, we have our own music, but yes, we're very Americanized, I guess would be the way to say it.
Yeah.
We're very grateful for the media you guys produce. Thank you.
Yeah, those are the only takeaways so far.
What else have you noticed? Are people nicer here?
So that's what they say. No, I have yet to encounter anyone rude, but
To your face.
I think right, exactly. But in order to get rude, you have to solicit rude in most cases.
And I think the majority of the population of people here, and I would like to think around the world, but I know that's probably not true, would generally treat people the way that they choose to be treated. That's how I was raised anyways. You treat people the way that you want to be treated, right?
Ever been to New York or New Jersey?
No, I have not.
They're a little abrasive there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and Italy, I went to Italy with my wife.
You went to Italy?
2015, I think, 2014.
How was it? Amazing?
For what we saw, it was really cool.
Where'd you go?
We went to Venice.
Ooh, the city that floats.
The city that floats. We
that's
went
cool.
to Milan.
Fashion Week.
Yep. And you know what? We went to Milan long enough to know that you don't want to go to Milan.
Yeah.
Like it's like a day thing. We were there
Okay.
for like a couple of days.
Like
There's-
really bougie and shit.
Well, no, there's just nothing to do. You go to that famous church with the super spiky tops. You walk down the little Fashion Week row, and that's it. There's nothing else to do in Milan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, we literally Vespa'd it all in a day.
Yeah.
What do we do now?
And then we went to Rome. We wish
is
we would have
cool.
spent more time in Rome.
Rome is amazing. Did you see the Colosseum and everything?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We were staying. We did like an Airbnb, and you could see like the chapel from the Airbnb. It was like
That's
a 200 yard, maybe a quarter mile walk.
Okay, quarter mile. So just for
Shit! What is
no,
that?
our American listeners know what that means.
Is that like a quarter kilometer? Or do you even use quarter? Or like what is that?
I don't know. Half a click.
It's a click.
Quarter click.
Because a click is a kilometer.
A click's
right?
a kilometer. Yeah.
Yeah, so they use that. It's weird because they use that in American like military
Yeah, they do.
in all the movies. We're 6 clicks away.
Yeah, but you guys measure things in. But I think kilometers are more universal, are they not?
They are, yeah.
America does everything differently.
They do.
Why don't you just accept the metric system, dude?
Well, we do. Things are either SAA or MM
Yeah.
over there. But
Yeah.
you're right. Absolutely right. We just got ICD-10, and the rest of the world's been on ICD-10. That's the medical code.
Is that medical? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we had ICD-9. We're like the only country in the world that was still on ICD-9.
See, I have no idea what that is.
So what that is it's a medical code for what's wrong with you, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like, why are you there? So, like, an ICD-9 code might be stomach ulcers. An ICD-10
okay.
code might be, stomach ulcer from eating raw chicken.
So it's basically it's a classification of what's like physically wrong with you and why you're at the
Or what
hospital.
happened.
Okay.
So, I think ICD-9, for example, has...
What's an
like
ICD-69?
like, an ICD-9 code might have, like, 5,000, like, different codes. ICD-10 would be, like, 50,000.
Really?
Yeah, it's just...
So basically, you label it one or the other, and then you.
No, it is one or the other. You can't do both.
Okay, so it is one or the other, and then basically it breaks it down further afterwards.
Yeah, 10 is a lot more granular.
Okay, so it's more severe.
Yeah. Or, no, just more granular.
Okay.
Like, there's literally an ICD-10 code that says pecked on foot by chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, so is your job to, like, you do IT support, correct? But you do, like, billing. Is that right? Like, is that what you said?
No, I do medical records, electronic medical records. So I work on a system called Epic.
Epic.
I don't work for Epic, but
work
it's called
on-
Epic. So I'm certified in Epic, and I do the radiology portion.
Okay.
So what that means is basically if a hospital is going to go from their old like Meditech or Allscripts or whatever, people medically listen to this know what I'm talking about. People who don't, it's just they're basically their system of tracking.
Okay.
So Epic is like Microsoft Windows,
Yeah.
where it has everything.
Yeah.
But basically, my job is if a hospital's doing a new implementation, they're going to give me all their old ass codes, and I need to map them, and then build new stuff and be like, okay, this is how your workflow is going to be.
It's a lot, eh?
Yeah, it's all right, but I don't like talking about work because it fucking.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring you on that. Okay, how about this? What are some other interests that you have? Do you have hobbies? Like, what do you got? What do you do? What do you like to do in your free time other than spend time with your family and do your podcasts? What else do you like doing?
That's really all I do. I mean, I spend a lot of time on multimedia, doing podcasts, trying to get the YouTube channel going. That's a Heartbroken Podcast on YouTube for people listening.
Check it out.
Yeah, and I'm big into cars, which you know.
Yes, obviously. Thank you for the coasters and the sticker, by the way. I appreciate the swag, man. I wish I'm sending you with some booze. I wish I had some Bobchat merchandise to offer you.
I would take booze over anything. That's what I do.
Okay, good.
But I do One Drink Wednesday with Wes Tankersley every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. I don't know. Like I thought, I've noticed that you do your drawings and you frame them.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that because I have an illustrative background, and everyone that knew me in school thought I was going to either be a comedian or design cars.
Well, you got the best of both worlds.
I don't do shit. I'm not. Not only am I not funny, but I don't.
I think you're. I think that you can be funny. You have a more dry sense of humor, but I enjoy it, and I get it because you're very. I feel like you choose what you say very carefully, right?
I try.
Yes, and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I say a lot of things. I'm like, oh, do I sound like an idiot? Probably. Just say something else. I'll forget what you said the last time.
Well, it's one of those things, and I've talked about it on my show like a long time ago. There's a thing that people say,
yeah,
and I call bullshit on it to a certain extent. I don't care what anyone thinks about me.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because the thing is, the bigger you become publicly, the more you have to care. Now, it's like if some random person in the grocery store says that I think that guy's an asshole.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck him.
Yeah, who cares?
But if Bob Marshall says, Jay, you came over and you recorded, but I think I don't know, man. I think you were kind of mailing it in. Then that's going to hurt. And I'm like, fuck, what can I do to improve that relationship? Because if I never see you again.
Oh, we're going to see each other again. Dude.
I'm just saying, though. If I never see you again.
We are. I'm going to make sure of it.
And the last thought is like, God, he thinks I was mailing it in. And that means something to me.
Yeah, no.
So
dude.
I think for people who say it doesn't matter what people think about me, it does matter, but it depends on who those people are.
Dude, I had an amazing. I honestly, man, we've talked a lot before, but we never met, and it's always very different talking to someone and then meeting them.
Yeah.
But no, man, I felt like we got along immediately, and I knew that we would, and I had
because I told you that I fucking loved your show.
Yeah, and I love your show. Like I'm not huge on the car stuff, but like when my favorite part of your show is when you do your solo rants. That's what I like. When you sit down and you're like, this is what's bothering me, this is what's going on, and you just talk. That's what I love. Like, because like I listen to the car stuff, but it's like I just not a big car guy, right?
Right. Yeah.
But that's the beauty of your show is that you offer more than just that perspective for that audience. You offer something for everybody. And you know what I mean? It's not to say that the whole show isn't great. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? But it's like, there's always something that even if I don't know what's going on, there's always something that's I can get behind. Right. Right? Not that I don't want to listen, but this part, I'm like, I love this part. And this part's great too, but I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean? Right. Because I'm not a car guy, right?
Let me break it down for you.
Okay, break it down.
When you're changing a tire, it's got lug nuts
you have
on it, and you have to take those off first.
You have to be very specific, Jay.
Yeah.
But dude, I feel like we got along right. Like I wish you didn't have to leave. You know what I mean? I wish we had more time together.
Yeah.
That's all. I wish that but I appreciate you coming down. I know you worked nights last night, and I know you didn't have nothing else to do, but you could have taken that time to just relax and chill out. But I appreciate you making the trip. It was awesome.
I'm not going to come this close to friends and not see them.
Yes, yeah. I will come to Arizona just to see you. Like, I'm going to the Grand Canyon, psych. I'm like, hello, we're here. I got two babies.
In order to go to the Grand Canyon, we have to fly into Phoenix first and then drive up. We're not going to fly into Flagstaff, which is like right fucking there. Let's just fly to Phoenix and then go up.
Yeah, well, yeah. Are you on the way if I went to Phoenix?
I'm actually the opposite, but I'm in the Southeast Valley.
Okay. I have no idea the geographical regions of Arizona. But listen, is there anything else that you want to talk to me about or ask me about?
Dude, I'm an open book. We could probably do this forever.
I figure we could. But we also have that other episode where you were on the show, which was pretty dope. If you haven't listened yet, check that out. Jay's been on. And, you know what, guys? Honestly, even if we didn't do this podcast, Jay, I wouldn't have been upset because I just enjoyed hanging out with you. But it was nice that we got to do a talk. And yeah, man, I thank you. Thank you for being a good friend, and I appreciate you a lot.
Thanks for your hospitality, man.
Yeah,
you truly
dude.
represent the country of
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Canada.
Dude, I tried to take care of
of Ontario. Wow.
Yes, thank you. I wanted you to have a good time.
I rehearsed that. I was like, don't
You're
fuck
like,
up.
Where does he live? Where does he live again?
The state,
Ontario?
The Providence? Yeah.
Well, listen, Jay, I'll leave you with a piece of wisdom. Born too late to own property, born too soon to be a TikTok star, but born just in time to be the host of a mediocre podcast.
I think it's a great podcast. And I'm going to leave you with something.
Yes, please.
I have a Star Wars joke for you.
Yes, there it is. I forgot about it. Tell us. Yes. Honestly, I totally forgot. I hit the pen a few times.
You guys have to you have to be into Star Wars to get this. Okay, I'm not going to explain it to you.
Oh, please. I'm so excited.
And I thought about this the other day as I was sitting here in the great country of Canada. You know, what is a Jawa's favorite thing to eat in Canada?
What?
Poutine!
Oh, my God. That was amazing. All right, guys. It's Bobchat. This is Jhae Pfenning. He is the host of the Hard Parking Podcast. Good friend of mine. Very happy to have him here. Jay, do you want to fill us in where we can find you guys?
You can find me on Instagram at Jhae Pfenning. That's JHEPFENNING. Don't worry about writing that down because Bob's going to have it in the notes.
I'm going to make it a note, yes.
Yep. Or you can also subscribe to my YouTube. Like, I need help. You need 1,000 subs. Like, no one wants to subscribe to my channel. I spend a lot of time on the videos, but it takes me a long time to do the videos, which is why it's not growing. But it's youtube.com, Hard Parking Podcast.
So please help Jay out, guys. Let's get him some YouTube subscribers. Again, you know where to find us. If you like what we do, tell your friends. My grandma loves it. Your grandma could love it too. It's Bobchat Baby. Thanks again, Jay. And we'll talk to you later, guys. You want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye.
I want my podcast in my lady, simple life, but not too crazy. I'm slim, but I ain't shady. Fuck you if you hate me. I'm rocking the mic, cause it's Bobchat, baby.